I had a crush on someone from a tight group of 3 guys and 1 girl. My roommates all warned me to stay away from these kinds of mixed friend groups, but I didn't listen. I chased after Ethan for a whole year and finally won him over. Before introducing me to his friend group, Ethan warned me repeatedly, "Emma is our group's princess. If you dare to bully her, we're breaking up immediately." I nodded obediently, but inside, I was thrilled. Stealing the print. That was exactly my specialty as a master manipulator. Even though you're my girlfriend, Emma holds the highest place in my heart. If you want to be with me, you must respect her and take care of her. After Ethan finished his ridiculous speech, my roommates almost jumped up to force him out. I quickly covered my roommate's mouth and nodded sweetly. Of course your friends are my friends. Emma and I will definitely become best friends. Seeing me act like such a pushover, my roommates were furious. You're the campus beauty, and you're throwing yourself at someone from a friend group like this? You'll regret it someday. My roommates left in anger, but I didn't care at all. I linked arms intimately with Ethan. Let's go. Don't keep your friends waiting. As soon as I pushed open the private room door, I saw a girl sitting in the center. She wore a white dress and had a sweet, innocent look, the type guys call a pure goddess. 2 handsome guys sat on either side of her. Their body language was extremely intimate. I thought this legendary group says would definitely have a spoiled personality. But unexpectedly, as soon as she saw me, she immediately came over enthusiastically and grabbed my hands. You must be Ethan's new girlfriend. You're so beautiful. This is Ryan and Jake. Why are you guys just standing there? Welcome our new member. She actively introduced me to the other 2 guys in the group. For some reason, I felt like both of them had some inexplicable hostility toward me. The guy with glasses, Jake, gave a fake smile and barely touched my hand before pulling away. The other one, Ryan, crossed his arms and didn't hide his hostility at all. I licked my lips and my smile deepened. Emma kept chattering while holding my hands. You're such a beautiful girl. How could you be blind enough to like that scumbag Ethan? Ethan helplessly ruffled Emma's hair. He thoughtfully took off his jacket to cushion her chair. You're on your period. This will keep you warmer. Emma instinctively looked at me. Doing this will make Sophie angry. Are you trying to create drama between us? The room went quiet for a moment. Ethan immediately frowned. I raised an eyebrow and said casually, "Of course I won't be angry. Ethan already told me you're everyone's princess. Now that I've met you, I understand why everyone treats such a beautiful, sweet girl like their little sister." The expressions of all 3 guys finally relaxed. Emma's face stiffened almost imperceptibly. She quickly said with delight, "You're so different from other girls. Ethan's previous girlfriends always competed with me for no reason. I really wanted to be friends with them, but they always seemed to hate me." She smiled shyly. To protect me from being bullied, the 3 of them stopped dating anyone. She paused, then glanced at Ethan with slight resentment. "I never expected you to win Ethan over. Your methods must be really impressive." I smiled noncommittally, pretending not to understand her implications, and the waiters started serving food. I keenly sensed that Emma was about to cause trouble. I held back, looking forward to our first real confrontation. I hoped she'd be skilled enough not to disappoint me. With Emma's sharp scream, the not-so-hot soup spilled on her. She was in so much pain that her features contorted. Just as I was about to step forward and check Emma's injury with concern, Ethan angrily pushed me to the ground. Ryan was even more furious. I knew these women were all the same, acting so generous just now, but showing your true colors already. Jake adjusted his glasses and said expressionlessly, "We promise to protect Emma for life. No one can bully her. You just met us, and your little girlfriend already hurt Emma out of jealousy. Ethan, you owe us an explanation." Ethan's face was extremely dark. "Sophie, apologize to Emma right now." Emma shrank into the 3 guys' embrace, giving me a slightly provocative look. If this were an ordinary girl, being bullied by her boyfriend and his friend group like this, she'd probably flip the table and leave. But I wasn't an ordinary girl. Tears came instantly, pulling in my eyes but not falling. My voice carried a sob. "I'm sorry, Emma. I didn't notice you were trying to serve me." "Sweet." I tilted my head slightly, showing my most vulnerable side. "I really love Ethan and I really want to be friends with you. You're so kind. You'll forgive me, right?" Emma's expression and body both froze. She forced a stiff smile. "Of course. Don't blame Sophie, everyone. She didn't mean it." I threw myself into Ethan's arms with teary eyes, looking at him with hurt and resentment. For the first time, Ethan's eyes showed some guilt. He reached out to hold me, about to say something when Emma eagerly interrupted. "Let's finish eating and go swimming, Ethan. Didn't you say you'd teach me swim?" I even prepared a swimsuit. Once Emma spoke, no one cared whether I'd eaten enough. The others immediately put down their chopsticks. Let's go then. The three guys surrounded Emma, escorting her like she was surrounded by stars. I was left following behind, alone. Ethan glanced back at me, but Emma immediately ended to casually lean over and ask him about swimming techniques. Ryan said unhappily, I'm a better swimmer than Ethan? Let me teach you. Emma smiled sweetly. One at a time. Next time it's your turn. The five of us quickly arrived at the swimming pool. Emma changed into an elegant, one-piece floral swimsuit and shamelessly clung to Ethan's arm. The moment her feet touched the water, she screamed and jumped into Ethan's arms. When I came out in my swimsuit, I saw the scene. Ethan, I don't know how to swim either. Could you teach? The three guys looked over, and their eyes immediately filled with amazement. To be a qualified master manipulator, natural advantages are essential. Other guys in the pool kept glancing at me. Ethan's face darkened. He instinctively loosened his hold on Emma and started walking toward me. But Emma grabbed his hand and smiled at me. Sorry, Sophie, but Ethan is mine today. Ethan paused and touched his nose. I promised to teach Emma first. Just wait. The two of them got in the water together. Emma kept splashing and diving into Ethan's arms. As I silently watched the scene, a strange man suddenly approached me. Hey, beautiful. Let me teach you to swim. Ethan, in the water, saw this and his face immediately darkened. She's my girlfriend. No need for your concern. The stranger looked at Ethan, then at Emma, pressed closely against him, and showed a disdainful expression. Having your cake and eating it too. Got a girlfriend but don't know how to be faithful. Ethan immediately got angry. What are you saying? I only think of Emma as a sister. A romantic sister is still a sister. Isn't she? The stranger's sarcastic comment almost made me laugh out loud. Seeing Ethan getting really angry, I worried about causing trouble. And quickly he said to the stranger, thanks, but I'll just lay by myself for a while. The stranger left reluctantly, but not before giving me his number. Beautiful. Here's my phone number. Call me anytime you want to break up. After he left, then said to me with an ugly expression, those guys definitely want to take advantage of you. Can't you be more careful? I said hesitantly to Ethan. But sitting alone is pretty boring. Since you're teaching Emma to swim, could Ryan or Jake teach me instead? You're all such close friends. They definitely wouldn't take advantage of me, right? Ryan was sitting nearby, and instinct pleaded. Who wants to take advantage of you? You think you're some kind of goddess? I wasn't angry at all. Then it settled. You guys will teach me to swim. The two were forced into it, and could only carefully help me into the water. Emma's dissatisfied voice came from nearby. Ethan, can you please focus? I looked over and met Ethan's gaze directly. The water was cool, but the tension radiating from the two men beside me was hot enough to boil it. Ryan, the impulsive hothead, had his hand hovering awkwardly near my waist. He was trying to maintain a gentlemanly distance to prove he wasn't a pervert, which made his stiffness even more hilarious. Jake, the cold intellectual, stood a few feet away, pushing his glasses up his nose, his eyes scanning me like I was a variable in a math problem he couldn't quite solve. I'm a bit scared, I whispered, looking up at Ryan through wet lashes. I deliberately let my body sink slightly, forcing him to grab my waist to keep me afloat. Don't let me drown, okay? Ryan's face turned a shade of crimson that rivaled a tomato. I got you. Just kick your legs. Like this? I thrashed my legs clumsily, creating a splash that soaked Jake's shirt. I'm so sorry, Jake. I gasped, instinctively reaching out to wipe the water off his chest, my fingers lingering just a second too long on his collarbone. I'm so clumsy. Jake froze. He was used to Emma, who demanded things be done for her. He wasn't used to a girl who apologized with such terrified sincerity while looking like a wet dream. He cleared his throat, his hostility wavering. It's fine. Just focus on your breathing. You know so much, Jake, I said softly, admiration dripping from my voice. Ethan never explains the theory. He just expects me to know. Across the pool, Ethan was trying to support Emma, but his eyes were glued to us. Specifically, to Ryan's hand on my waist and my hand on Jake's chest. Ethan, Emma squealed, splashing water in his face to regain his attention. Look at me. I did a bubble. Usually, Ethan would coo over her. But this time, he distractedly wiped his face, his jaw tight. That's great, Em. I smiled internally. Stage 1 complete. Weaponize their possessiveness. I turned back to Ryan. You're really strong, Ryan. I feel so safe. Ryan, who had called me a gold digger 10 minutes ago, puffed out his chest. Male ego is such a fragile, easily tunable instrument. Yeah, well, I work out. Unlike Ethan, who skips leg day. I giggled. It was a conspiratorial sound, one that created a tiny, invisible wall around the three of us, excluding Ethan and Emma. By the time the swimming session ended, the dynamic had shifted. Subtle, microscopic fractures had appeared in their iron triangle. In the shower room, I took my time. When I walked out, hair wrapped in a towel, fresh-faced and glowing, I found the four of them waiting in the lobby. Emma was clinging to Ethan, complaining about a cramp in her calf. "It hurt so bad, Ethan. You have to carry me to the car," she whined. Ethan looked exhausted. He glanced at me. I was standing independently, holding my own bag, looking at him with a mix of patience and loneliness. "I can walk," I said quietly to Ryan. "But my legs are a little jelly from the kicking. Could you maybe just walk next to me? In case I slip?" "Sure," Ryan said immediately. He even reached out and took my gym bag. Emma's eyes widened. "Ryan, my bag is heavy too." Ryan frowned. "You have Ethan carrying you. I can't carry you and your bag." "But you always carry my bag." Emma stomped her good foot, miraculously forgetting the cramp. "Sophie didn't ask me to carry her," Ryan snapped, surprising even himself. "She just asked for company." Jake watched the exchange, his eyes narrowing behind his lenses. He was analyzing the anomaly. I met his gaze and offered a shy, thankful smile. He looked away, but I saw the tips of his ears turn pink. Hooked. Over the next month, I played the role of the perfect girlfriend and the perfect victim. I never complained about Emma. In fact, I encouraged Ethan to see her. "Go help her move," I'd say. "She's your best friend. I don't want to be the reason you guys drift apart." Ethan would leave feeling guilty and return to find me reading a book or cooking a meal, asking nothing in return. The guilt began to rot him from the inside. Meanwhile, I went to work on the wings. I accidentally met Ryan at the gym. I asked him to spot me. I listened to him complain about how Emma never appreciated his efforts, how she always prioritized Ethan. "That must be hard," I said, handing him a water bottle. "Loving someone who only sees you as a backup. You deserve to be someone's first choice, Ryan." He didn't say anything, but the way he looked at me changed. He stopped seeing me as Ethan's girlfriend and started seeing me as the woman who understood him. With Jake, it was intellectual. I found out he was struggling with a coding project. I happened to leave a notebook open with some advanced logic notes, courtesy of a quick Google search and my own academic background. "You understand Python?" he asked, stunned. "A little," I lied. "I just like puzzles. Emma says it's boring, so I usually keep it to myself." "Emma thinks everything that doesn't involve shopping is boring," Jake muttered. I didn't agree. I didn't pile on. I just smiled sadly. "She's lucky. She can afford to be carefree because she has you three protecting her. I've always had to rely on myself." Jake looked at me, really looked at me. "Maybe you don't have to anymore." The balance tipped during the group's annual camping trip. Emma insisted on going to a remote lakeside spot. She wanted a romantic bonfire atmosphere. Naturally, she expected the boys to do all the work while she took selfies. We arrived at the campsite. The boys began setting up the tents. Emma sat on a cooler, painting her nails. "Sophie, get me a soda," she commanded, not even looking up. Ethan was hammering a steak. He paused, waiting for me to obey. Instead, I rolled up my sleeves. "I'll help with the firewood, Ethan. It looks heavy." "You don't have to," Ethan started. "It's okay. I want to help." I walked past Emma, ignoring her request, and joined Ryan in the woods. When we came back, arms full of wood, I saw Jake struggling with a portable grill. "Let me try," I said. I fixed the latch he was fighting with in 2 seconds. "Thanks," Jake said, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Sophie," Emma shrieked. "I asked for a soda 10 minutes ago." The campsite went silent. I froze, looking like a deer in headlights. I dropped the piece of wood I was holding. I'm sorry, Emma." I was helping the guys. "I'll get it now." I rushed toward the cooler, but tripped over a tent peg. I went down hard, scraping my knee against the gravel. "Sophie." All 3 men moved. Ethan was closest, but Ryan was faster. He hauled me up. "Are you okay?" Ryan asked, his voice shaking with anger. I'm fine, I said, forcing tears back. I'm so clumsy. I need to get Emma her soda." "Forget the damn soda," Ryan roared, spinning around to face Emma. Emma was stunned. "Why are you yelling at me?" "She's the one who's stupid enough to fall. She fell because she was running to serve you like a maid," Ryan shouted. "She's been helping us set up camp while you sat on your ass. Who do you think you are? The Queen of England?" "Ethan," Emma gasped, tears welling up instantly. "Ryan is bullying me." Ethan looked at Emma, then at my bleeding knee. He looked at the firewood I'd gathered and the grill I'd fixed. For the first time, the illusion of the fragile princess shattered. He didn't see a victim. He saw a brat. "Emma," Ethan said, his voice weary. "Get your own soda." Emma's face went pale. She looked at Jake for support. Jake adjusted his glasses. Sophie is injured, Emma. Have some empathy. Emma let out a scream of frustration, threw her nail polish into the woods, and stormed off into the tent. I buried my face in Ryan's chest to hide my smirk. Emma wasn't done. I knew her type. She was cornered and cornered animals bite. The next day, she changed tactics. She became sickly sweet. She apologized to everyone. She clung to my arm. I'm so sorry about yesterday, Sophie. I was just cranky from the heat. Let's go for a walk, just as girls? I want to make it up to you. Ethan looked relieved. That's a great idea. Go bond. I knew it was a trap. I also knew I walked into it willingly. We walked deep into the woods, near a steep ridge overlooking the lake. Once we were out of earshot, Emma dropped my arm. Her face twisted into a mask of pure hatred. I know what you're doing, she hissed. You're a slut. You're trying to steal my boys. They aren't your boys, Emma, I said calmly, leaning against a tree. Ethan is my boyfriend. Ryan and Jake are your friends, but you treat them like servants. I'm just treating them like men. They love me. They've loved me for years. She stepped closer, her eyes manic. You're just a passing fling. I'm going to make sure they never trust you again.
How?
Like this. Emma grabbed her own shirt and ripped the collar. Then she reached for a heavy branch on the ground. She hit herself, hard, on the arm, wincing in pain. I'm going to tell them you attacked me, she breathed, panting. I'm going to tell them you're crazy. Who will they believe? Their princess of 10 years? Or you? She raised the branch to hit herself in the face, aiming for a bruise that would sell the lie. I didn't stop her. I watched her hit herself. Then, I pulled my phone out of my back pocket. The recording app was running. The red waveform was dancing across the screen. Emma, I said, my voice dropping its sweet facade, revealing the cold steel beneath. You really should check for pockets before you start your performance. Emma froze. The branch fell from her hand. You recorded it? Video, actually. The lens is peeking out right here. I tapped the top of my phone. Live stream to a private cloud. Technology is amazing, isn't it? Her face crumbled. Delete it. Delete it right now. She lunged at me. I sidestepped her easily. She stumbled toward the ridge. She didn't fall off. I wasn't a murderer. But she fell into the mud, ruining her white dress. I won't show them, I said. Emma looked up, confused. What? I crouched down, careful not to get mud on my boots. I won't show them the video. That would be too easy. If I show them, they'll hate you. They'll kick you out. And you'll be gone. Then, what do you want? I want you to stay, I smiled. I want you to stay and watch. Watch as they stop loving you. Watch as they start loving me. I want you to feel every single moment of your irrelevance. And if you ever try to cross me again, I will send this video to everyone at our university. I will destroy your reputation so thoroughly you'll have to move to another continent. I stood up and offered her a hand. Now, let's go back. You tripped and fell. I helped you up. Understood? Emma trembled. She took my hand. She looked at me with pure terror. She realized, finally, that she wasn't the villain of the story. She was just the stepping stone. The remaining months were a slow, agonizing suffocation for Emma. She didn't dare act out. She was polite. She was quiet. And the boys, they got bored of her. Without her drama, without her constant need for rescue, she was just a girl with a dull personality. Meanwhile, I was the light. I helped Jake publish his paper. He dedicated it to me. To Sophie, my muse. I went to Ryan's basketball games. I cheered louder than anyone. He gave me his jersey. I was Ethan's perfect partner. But I was getting bored.
The challenge was gone.
Emma was broken. The iron triangle was now a square, with me at the center, holding all the strings. They were obsessed with me. It was time for the finale. It was Ethan's birthday. We were at a high-end bar. The three guys were gathered around me, ignoring Emma completely. She sat in the corner, nursing a drink, looking like a ghost. Ethan held my hand. Sophie, I've been thinking. I want you to move in with me. Ryan interrupted.
Whoa, wait.
I thought you said you needed space, Ethan? Sophie, if you need a place, my apartment has a spare room. It's closer to campus. Jake adjusted his glasses. Actually, Sophie applied for the internship at my firm. It would be logical for her to stay near the business district. My place is walking distance. They looked at each other. The camaraderie was gone. They were rivals now. I sipped my cocktail, enjoying the chaos. You guys are so sweet, I said. But I have an announcement. The room went quiet. I'm breaking up with you, Ethan. Ethan dropped his glass. It shattered.
What?
And Ryan, Jake. I can't be friends with you anymore. Why? Ryan stood up, panic in his eyes. Did we do something wrong? No, I sighed, standing up and smoothing my dress. You guys are just A little too much drama for me. I mean, look at you. Fighting over a girl? Ignoring your childhood friend. I gestured to Emma. It's kind of toxic. My roommates were right. Sophie, please. Ethan begged, grabbing my hand. I'll change. I'll cut them off if you want. No, Ethan. I pulled my hand away gently. I deserve a man who knows his own mind, not someone I have to train. I looked at Emma. She was staring at me, wide-eyed.
He's all yours again, Emma, I said.
Though, I don't think you want him anymore either, do you? Emma didn't speak. She knew he was damaged goods now. I walked toward the door. The stranger from the pool, the one who had given me his number months ago, was leaning against his sports car outside. I had texted him 10 minutes ago. I pushed open the door. The fresh night air hit my face. Behind me, the three men were shouting, blaming each other. This is your fault, Ryan. If you hadn't hit on her. Ethan, you took her for granted. The sound of their friendship imploding was the sweetest music I had ever heard. I slid into the passenger seat of a stranger's car. He was handsome, rich, and uncomplicated. Trouble in paradise? He asked, glancing at the bar entrance where Ethan was stumbling out, screaming my name. Just taking out the trash, I smiled, putting on my sunglasses even though it was night.
Drive.
As we sped away, I didn't look back. I had come, I had seen, and I had conquered. The princess was dethroned, the knights were at war, and the king was broken. Game over.